We talked to her yesterday, by the way, and she was like, "Oh, I was listening to your podcast, and the one where you said, 'What are you doing when you're listening?'" She's like, "Well, I was just listening to that in my hot tub." And you know what she wears in her hot tub, famously?
Nothing.
Oh,
boy.
Thanks,
Your
Mom. Yeah.
Gee, thanks. This is due to Underwhelming Demand, the podcast with Dave, Rachel, and Forman. The podcast, of course, perfect for Fat Tuesday because, well, it's pretty easy to give us up for Lent. We'll see you in 40 days, whatever.
Is that
We
today?
just took 40 days off, pretty much.
That's
Fat
right.
Tuesday is the Tuesday after the Super Bowl this year.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
Well,
And
well,
why
well.
Why is Tuesday the only day that gets to be fat? I've always wondered that. Why
Every
is-
day.
Yeah.
Every
I don't
day.
know.
That's every day. in
My
our house.
life every day. Yeah, exactly.
Okay. All right, let's get started because I came across something and I can't relate to this, but maybe you guys can because you
Okay.
have young kids. Trips to Disney World have become so complicated. Apparently, families are paying to take classes on how to plan them.
I believe that.
How
Yep.
can that be?
Absolutely.
I
What?
believe that.
What are you talking about? It's Disney World.
I haven't been to Disney since before I had kids. And I've been a few times as a kid. And then Jeremy and I went. So my kids are now begging to go. So I've joined a few Facebook groups that are like Canadian families going to Disney or Canadian moms going to whatever.
There's a Facebook group called
There's
A lot.
Oh,
many,
come on.
many Facebook. There's
Oh,
probably
come on.
hundreds of them.
Oh,
Yeah.
Please.
Of Disney tips. There's blogs. And then a whole bunch of friends of mine at our church all went to Disney World last year. So they were all planning and I was hearing all about it. And one of the dads is like super into planning. So he was going through all the blogs, getting the best tips for how to do this, when to get this pass,
Sorry,
when
one
to
of
sign
the
up.
dads?
One of
Yeah.
the dads.
What?
I know.
This is now the most flooring news out of
I
this whole
know.
segment.
Mind
Listen,
blowing.
he's full of tips, and his wife's just like,
Mind-blowing.
yeah, I just let him do it because he's really into that kind of stuff. He's an engineer, so he's very into making sure things work so efficiently.
But
so
they
he
do. It's a
plans-
vacation. That never happens.
You have to do it
I
at
don't
Disney,
think-
though. You
I don't
have
think
to.
Disney is a vacation. I don't think it is. I think it's something that's fun, but I think you're going to need a vacation after being there.
We're going next week to Florida for a week, but only doing
Really?
Disney for one day.
One day,
Because the amount of planning that has to go into just a day
Mm-hmm.
and the cost of it,
It's ridiculous.
Wow.
Oh my
that's
gosh,
all
yeah.
we can take. And you got to plan your routes and your genie passes and what
Yep.
you're going to pay extra for,
What
what
is
you're
a
going to skip the line for, and how
Mm-hmm.
much distance is between one ride to the other, and which one's the best one for the kids of your age, and then how do you go to the next one, and
Yeah.
You're putting
anything
me
having to
on.
do with it. If you don't plan, you will just wander around there and do nothing all day.
What's
Yeah.
wrong with that? Just wander. Have some fun.
Well, yeah,
It's
let's
not as
paid
easy.
$250 per person to do nothing
Really.
per day.
Yeah. For
Real
us to go
smart.
to Disney, I was pricing it out for like to do maybe 4 days.
Oh.
4
and
days.
stay there and whatever. It would be like 10 grand.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. It's
Yeah.
ridiculous. There's so many other things I would rather do for $10,000.
Well, you need to tell. See, we had a deal with Charlotte when she was younger. She, I think, had the Disney bug for a little while.
Yeah.
And so the funny thing is that we, in those days, and you guys have been doing this too, and you take your child to an all-inclusive resort in Mexico or, I don't know, Dominican, wherever it is you happen to go, where you go to an all-inclusive resort, and your kid kind of gets used to that, where they can,
Yeah.
like, you want to go get a mudslide from the, because they'll make,
Go
They
get a
make-
slushy drink
go-
from the bar and then
go get
puke
whatever
later.
you want from
Virgin,
you can
whatever,
Get
yeah.
whatever
Yes.
you want. Oh, are you hungry? Just go inside. Go
Yeah.
grab something inside. Go do this. Go do that.
Go get some more nachos.
So
Go
we
grab
s-
a taco over there.
Yes,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
exactly. And so we said to Charlotte, when you go to Disney, you and you even like stay at a hotel at Disney, you don't get to do all that.
No,
No.
you
Oh.
do not.
Well, you don't. No, you can't just grab a drink off, and you can't go and
Gotta
just
pay
eat
for
food
everything.
whenever. You got, everything costs.
Now, that being said, I really want to go. I want to go. I want to take my kids, and I want to take them soon. And my kids are the same age as Forman's kids. They're going to be 11 and 7 this year.
Yeah.
So I think, the 11-year-old, I still want it to be magical for them. And I like Disney World when I have gone. But now it just seems like it's gotten so complicated to plan and figure out. Like, even
It
for
was a
one
few
day,
years
Forman,
ago.
how much planning have you guys had to do for one day there?
Well, there's a big group chat going that I don't think any of the men involved have even looked at, including myself. But a lot of planning is going on.
Yes,
Wow.
of
And
course.
we have friends that their kids are 6 and under, and so they just came back from there. They were there over Christmas, so we were picking Jordan's brain about, okay, where did you go? It was Magic Kingdom. It was one day, just like we're doing. Which rides were worth it? Which should you use your Genie Pass for?
Yes.
Because if we don't get that information, it's, again, going to be a huge waste of time.
Mm-hmm. You have to buy the Genie Pass, which is a different price each day.
Yep.
For everybody. Each person needs a Genie Pass. And then you can start signing up for rides right at 7 a.m. And then you get your first ride. You got to be up and like on your phone, 7 a.m. And then you can't book your second ride until 2 hours later. Or maybe when you check into your first ride. I can't remember.
Something
And if you're
like
staying
that.
on site, then you get to be there at rope drop, which is earlier than everybody else gets to go in.
Wow.
So then you get on the rides quicker. And you
even
get
if
in
you want to
line
pay
quicker.
extra for them, you only get so many a day no matter what. But then if you use them in the morning, they might give you another one to use in the afternoon.
Oh, boy.
Something like
Jeez,
that.
it's just
Or they
so
did.
much.
Like we went a few years ago when it was like Emily was a baby and Harley was the one that was 5 or 6.
Right.
And we visited all the princesses and did a couple of little kids' rides, and that was it. Emily doesn't even remember it. Harley barely even remembers it,
Yeah.
honestly. And that really grinds my gears.
Yes.
You put so much work.
Good.
But
I
now's a
paid
good
for
time
that.
because they're 7 and 11. So now they'll
Yeah.
remember.
They had better.
Yeah.
I think it's a good age for them. And by the way, you'd better book your restaurants before you head out because
Book
those
the restaurants too?
Those book up like months ahead of time. They're all the reservations.
I get where you
It's
want to
crazy.
plan. I think I understand. Like when we go on vacation, we'll read blogs. If we're going somewhere where we haven't been before, we try to find different things to go and do. Like if you're in a city that you've never been in before, you try to find. You want to do things that the tourists don't
like
do.
what's cool here, right?
Yeah, whatever it is that you want to do, you want to try to. So I understand that you want to do a little planning going to Disney World, but I honestly, I've been to Disney World, and you're gonna hate me for this. 7, 8, 9 times.
And how many of them were free trips with the radio station?
7, 8, 9.
Yeah, exactly.
Seven,
Exactly.
What a time to be alive.
So you get
Back when radio stations had money.
Yeah, they used to send it. No, it was Disney had the money. They would bring you. They would.
Yeah.
They
That's
flew.
true,
They
yeah.
flew
And then
you
you'd give
down.
away trips to people
They'd
listening, of
fly
course.
you
Right.
down,
Yeah.
and you hang a pass around your neck, Rachel, and you hop on whatever tram you want to get on. You walk into whatever park you want to go to.
Yeah.
It's delightful, actually. I enjoyed myself.
And
but
you
I
don't
didn't
have kids weighing you down at the time either.
I didn't plan a whole lot of that.
No.
No.
I didn't really have to.
If they would
Didn't
like
have
to
to.
plan, and if maybe since times has changed, maybe now they're inviting podcasts to come enjoy
Well,
the
could be.
parks.
yeah.
We're going to go eventually, but I'll get all
Yeah.
Forman's tips when he gets back.
Yeah.
We'll plan our trip.
Foreman,
We can't go anywhere right now
This
anyway.
is not really all that funny, but I'm going to say it anyway. Don't be goofy, okay? I mean,
What do you mean?
it's a Disney joke.
I'm more likely to be
Oh.
dopey or
Goofy,
sleepy.
Dopey or sleepy. Goofy,
I'm always
Rachel.
sleepy.
Rachel, once again, grab that over your head on the way back.
I got it.
This is due to Underwhelming Demand Podcast for everyone who's alone on Valentine's Day, because we know too well what it's like to be unloved.
I don't know why I'm laughing at that.
There's nothing funny. There's nothing funny about that at all.
That's true.
Nothing funny
But
about
hey,
that.
somebody does love you if you are or know of a 310T or 310S licensed diesel mechanic. Boy, do we have a career job for you. Just keep on listening because we're going to hit you with that, and you are going to want to investigate
That's
this
right.
opportunity.
Someone is showing us a little love with a sponsorship, so that's coming up.
Yes. From
Okay.
what I hear, you probably already have a job, but we may have a better one for you.
Exactly. Yes. And actually in our house right now, I was talking about we've had a couple of guys working on our basement.
Yes.
Yes.
I believe they are now known as Ashley's best friends.
Oh, that's so nice.
BFFs?
Mm-hmm.
Why is that?
Spencer and Brandon from Railway City Renovations.
Okay.
Railway
I may
City
have some
renovation.
renovations Spencer and Brandon can work on actually later.
Good. Well, they're almost done here, so they
Yes,
might be
they're
available.
looking for work. All
Yeah,
right.
they are quick and efficient workers and just genuinely great guys, although their choice in television shows that they like to watch is suspicious because it's the same choices as Ashley's.
Okay.
Is
All
that why
right.
they're BFFs?
Yes.
That's
Oh.
so funny.
What
and
is
what
it-
do you do while they all talk? Because I can just imagine you hiding out in a room somewhere.
Exactly what happens.
Yeah.
Because Ashley will be
That's
in the
what I
main.
picture.
She's mostly working remote, and she's in the main room on her computer, working away, always on calls. But in between that, and they're coming up and down the stairs to the basement right beside her, they start catching up on. Have you seen this week's newest episode of The Challenge?
The challenge. What's the challenge?
What's the challenge?
It's
don't know.
one of those MTV shows that
Oh,
just.
okay.
It's a competition
Reality.
show. It's
Right,
sort of a
okay.
reality show,
Oh.
but it's not just that because these are like I used to watch all of those shows before we had shows on demand, and when all you had was cable, we would watch everything of this was on MTV, right? Like
Yes.
16 and
Yeah.
Pregnant and Teen Mom, and that's when the
I
challenge
know
shows
that Ashley
started.
was into those. I knew that. Yeah.
But now it's expanded to shows like Summer House and Winter House and Vanderpump Rules.
Oh,
no.
Vanderpump. I've been getting into Vanderpump.
Mhm. And at the time of this recording, Ashley and her two new best friends cannot catch up on Vanderpump Rules because she's at the office today, and there was an episode last night, and that's what they were doing. So yesterday, they were catching up on saying, "Oh, have you Ashley saying was there a new episode of The Challenge yet this week?" And like, "Oh no, it's not until tonight." Oh, okay. And then he comes up about 20 minutes later and is about to say, "You know where there is a new episode, though?" As Ashley was already taking a break and watching Vanderpump Rules.
Oh,
I
nice.
don't really know what Vanderpump Rules is. I think it's a restaurant, isn't it, or something?
Yeah, it's a spin-off from The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. One of the housewives
Oh, she watches
owns a
all
bunch
that
of
too.
restaurants.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
and so it's her one of
Lisa
her restaurants.
Vanderpump.
Because
Bunch of restaurants.
we were having, I don't know whether you have discussions with friends or whatever, or from time to time we'll get into a discussion on what are you watching right now, like what is it that you like to watch, and what and we were talking to a woman who's just about to go on mat leave, and so she's looking for things to watch. But then she said, if you're looking for something mind-numbingly stupid, I'm like, gee, who wouldn't be looking for that?
Me, I am. I usually am.
Mind-numbingly stupid. Try Vanderpump Rules.
Yeah, that
I'm like,
sounds about right.
I
Yeah.
don't think that's for me.
This
Yeah.
morning, my education on what's currently happening on the show. Spoiler alert.
Oh, don't tell me because. Okay, fine. Go ahead.
Thank you,
I know it's
Spencer,
part of
for
your
this one.
story. I haven't watched this season yet.
Well, some guy was cheating on his girlfriend, and then they
Oh,
broke
yeah.
up and found out, but
Tom
they still
Sandoval.
live together. But then he hired an assistant to be the one that communicates between the two of them.
Oh,
And
that's
it's like, well,
funny.
Buddy would like to have a party this evening. Would that be okay? No, he's not having a party. I'm going to call the cop. And then the assistant is like the hired person that has going between these exes who still
Ooh,
lives together. Like,
that's
what
awkward.
what a stupid show.
Mind-numbingly
That was
stupid.
the Scandival. I wasn't
The
into
what?
Scandival because his last name is Sandoval.
The
so it was
scan-
Scandal. Because he cheated on
You
his
know what you sound
girlfriend
like
and then-
saying that, right? Out loud?
What? That's what it was called. Hashtag
Yeah,
Scandival.
you
It
re-
was everywhere.
Yeah, it was everywhere.
It was
Sure.
everywhere.
Sure it was.
What?
It's the first time I've heard of it.
What?
Can't be
How
everywhere.
can that be? You guys are always at me for not knowing what's going on with
I know.
Donald Trump. Like, I don't care about him at all anymore. And you haven't heard about this? Like Pop Culture 101. That was everywhere last
I don't
year.
think so.
Yes.
I don't think. I think
No.
How can you not have heard of that?
Pop culture number one is Taylor Swift,
Well, now it is.
and
yes,
everything that Taylor Swift does, not Scandival.
Well, last year it was all Scandival. And so I
Sure.
got into the show because I was like, well, I
Sure.
better watch and see what happens. And it was,
Sure.
now I'm into it and now I'm going to watch it. So
Yeah.
his
You know-
girlfriend now has gone like on Dancing with the Stars. She's now Roxy Hart on Broadway in Chicago. Like she's like living her best life.
That's the problem with this group of shows. Is
Yes.
all these people end up being on all these other shows
It's
and
true.
all that. All
Like, are they
kinds
even
of crap for you
qualified
to
for
watch.
that?
I don't
Yeah.
know. Do you not worry that your brain is going to turn to absolute mush?
No, because my brain works too hard all day, and then I just want to watch something mind-numbing at the end of the day. Like constantly, I'm just like,
No,
yeah,
thanks.
always.
No.
My
There's at
brain's
least,
just
you know what?
going.
Here's a show of redeeming quality, and I just found this, and I realize I'm probably 10 years late on this.
Okay.
But I would put it in the same category as Schitt's Creek or
Yes.
The Office, which is a nice light
It's
laugh.
funny. Yes.
You can have lunch for 20 minutes and laugh. And you know, this one, even Harley started to get into it. So now we're watching it with a 10-year-old. Still appropriate for her. It's Modern Family.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
Modern
Modern
Family's
Family, yeah.
awesome.
It's
Yeah, an awesome show.
fantastic.
Yes.
And
Where have you been?
extremely funny.
It's extreme. Every single episode, I laugh
Yes.
out loud, literally.
Yeah, I
Yes.
feel like that about Schitt's Creek. We were watching
Yes.
it yesterday, actually. So I was like, I should rewatch this whole series.
Yeah, don't watch that with your 10-year-old, though.
No,
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 that's not
always
advisable.
appropriate. But
Yeah,
yeah,
I wouldn't watch Vanderpump Rules with your 10-year-old
No,
either. Yeah,
no,
yeah,
can't
okay.
watch that.
All right. Okay.
I'm glad Ashley has someone to talk to about all that stuff.
Yeah, I don't want Spencer or Brandon to leave now.
Please entertain my wife.
Yes.
This is due to Underwhelming Demand Podcast, and we are brought to you by HCR Permanent Search. What are they permanent searching for, Forman?
Well, for every woman who spends all her time watching Vanderpump Rules, she may be accompanied by somebody who is a licensed 310T or 310S diesel mechanic.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, she may be a licensed
She could be.
310T
I
or
hope she
310S.
is.
Well,
Good for her.
Diesel
exactly.
mechanic.
Yes, and if you want time
For
to watch
her,
those
this
shows,
imaginary woman that we're thinking of.
exactly. And if
Yes.
you want time to watch those shows, say in the evenings, and only have to work full-time, permanent, straight day shifts, have we got the job for you?
Okay, yes. Well, actually, HCR, I always say it wrong. I'm really sorry.
Mm-hmm.
HCR Permanent Search is looking for licensed diesel mechanics because they have immediate openings at a bunch of locations in St. Thomas, Stratford, Goderich, Ancaster, and Burlington. They have a client who needs them. They need diesel mechanics. If
Right
you're
away.
a 310T or 310S mechanic, you get full-time, permanent, straight day shift.
Whoa.
No shift work.
Whoa.
If that
Jeez.
alone doesn't sell you, I don't know what will. But there's more.
Ah.
Competitive compensation. How about
Right.
that?
Mm-hmm.
How about
Full medical and dental plans.
yes,
about that?
Awesome. Yeah.
an RRSP program with company contributions?
That
like
doesn't
that.
happen at most places.
No, it does not.
No, it doesn't.
With
It
company
doesn't.
contribution, that's free money.
Yeah.
Just saying. Get in
Yep.
on all of those perks. They have a clean, positive work environment and career advancement and training opportunities because they have a strong presence all across North America. So if you maybe already have a job as a diesel mechanic, but you're working shift work, you have to work overnight, or I don't know, you're the 3 to 11 shift or whatever. You want to work straight days. Well, HCR Permanent Search can hook you up with a better job.
A
This
career.
one's better.
This is not a job; it's a career.
Sure. Absolutely. So you can apply if you want online. Just go to their website, which is hcrpermsearch.com, and or you can email your resume to Kyle Russell at krussell, 2 S's and 2 L's, at hcr.ca, KRUSSELL at hcr.ca, or their website is hcrpermsearch.com if you want to apply.
Or just
Check it out.
click on the link in the notes of this episode right now.
Yep. This is due to Underwhelming Demand Podcast. We are Dave, Rachel, and Forman. We're the podcast that's just like the Family Day holiday.
What's that?
Not everyone gets it.
No. Lots don't, actually.
Including, one out of 3 of us sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes one out of the 3 of us.
It always changes.
Yeah. I don't get any holidays anymore.
No, you don't.
You guys are on permanent holidays. Lucky you.
Case in point, David.
Once again, it went over her head, but it'll come to her
Oh,
later.
fine.
She'll get it later.
Oh,
sure.
I hate you guys so much. All right.
There's
You
our
know why-
catchphrase.
You know why I
Everyone
can't
gets it.
concentrate?
If you're listening, be caller 9 and win $100 right now. Rachel said it.
We don't have $100 to give you. Don't call us.
No.
Don't call it. You know why I can't get all your stupid jokes? It's because my brain is full of all the chaos that happens at my house every day. Today was just like one of many days, but it was just extra chaotic this morning. I don't know why. I've basically been, because I talked about this last episode, Jeremy's ill and he's still recovering. So he can't do very much. He's really not, he doesn't
He's not
have a lot of strength.
100%. And by the way,
No.
I resent the stupid. These are smart jokes.
No.
I mean, come on, they're smart jokes.
They're not that smart, but I do appreciate other people. I had a lot of messages from people who have experience with pancreatitis, and because that's what my husband had or has, kind of still maybe. So I appreciate all those messages and everybody reaching out. But he's not very helpful right now as a parent.
Of
So
course
I've
not.
basically been a single parent for the last almost 2 months, I would say. And this morning was just, I don't know. Kendall is 6 years old, and she has been a pill lately. She has been a pill. Now, there's a lot going on in her life, so it's understandable. But in the mornings now, I just kind of tell the girls, because there's only one of us getting them ready, I'm like, get yourself dressed, pick out your own clothes, whatever. So Julia gets herself dressed. She's 10. She can do it. She puts together a presentable outfit. Kendall gets herself dressed, and it is a shit show every day. Like, it's like, I look at her outfits and I'm like, you can't wear that. She's like, I'm wearing it. And then I'm like, you know what? This is the least of my problems right now. So fine, wear that. Like today she's wearing tie-dye sweatpants that are way too big for her. And she put on a tie-dye shirt that's a crop top with it. I'm like, that looks ridiculous. You need a sweater. I'm not wearing a sweater.
What, has she been rooting through your closet?
No, I don't know why. The girls want crop tops. I'm like, you're 6. You can't wear a crop top to school. She's wearing it because I don't care. I've given up caring because I have too much going on. So the morning starts with her getting herself dressed every day. And every day, like, the teachers at school must look at her and be like, what are you wearing? But
Yeah.
whatever. I don't care. So she starts with that. And the dog's whining. The dog's whining in the crate, and she sleeps in her crate all night. So I send Julia down. I'm like, let the dog out. Well, she lets the dog out, but she doesn't put the dog outside. So the dog gets out and poops all over the house. The dog's pooping all over the house.
Uh-huh.
And we
Do
didn't
we
find
not-
that till later.
Yeah. Did we not talk about how you shouldn't have?
Oh, my
God! You shouldn't have
This
got
dog-
it. You shouldn't have got it.
This dog,
No,
by the
Becca.
way, we've had the dog now for 1 year. It's been a year. She still hates
Sure.
Jeremy. When Jeremy was
We knew
in the
that.
hospital.
That was implied.
Yeah, it was implied. When Jeremy was in the hospital, this dog was living her very best life.
I
She
guess.
was getting into stuff she would never get into normally. She was doing stuff. She was getting braver by the day. And then she's started to hop up on the chair to get up on the dining room table.
Uh-huh.
And then she gets in big trouble for that one. Because I'm
Okay,
like,
so-
where are you learning this? Like, you little shit. So she's getting up everywhere. And she was living her very best life. Then Jeremy comes home. Now he's really upended her life again, so she doesn't know what to do.
She has no empathy for him and his condition.
Oh,
Wait
no.
a second.
No.
What's becoming very
doesn't care.
clear to me in that you and I understand that you're having to look after all of this now because
Yeah.
of the unfortunate situation that Jeremy was sick,
Mm-hmm.
and so it seems to me, it would appear to me that without Jeremy there is no
Order.
There's no
in the
order.
homes.
It's
Yeah.
just nothing but chaos.
Yes, it's
Yeah.
just chaos constantly.
And your children know that they can get away with that chaos. Your dog knows
Well,
that it
actually,
can get away with that
the
chaos.
dog knows. Yeah, the kids are not. Julia's been very helpful. I think the kids know, like, oh, mom's doing everything on her own. I'll try. So they are,
sure.
getting themselves dressed, getting themselves their breakfast, and that they're starting to get themselves their own things.
But
which
they
is-
miss, since you've had children,
Mm-hmm.
most of the time that you've had them, you've been at the radio station in the morning. Like the
Yeah,
morning routine
that's true.
has traditionally
I
been daddy's
Yes.
gentle
Yes,
touch,
that's who
daddy's
Dad was.
calm
Oh, no,
demeanor.
he's not.
Sure.
Oh no,
Daddy's
he's-
way of going, and they enjoyed that. They expected it. They
Yeah.
know how that works.
That's true. You're
it's
right.
a free for all with mommy now.
It is a it's a free-for-all.
Mhm.
You're right. It's
This
a
is why
friggin'
I
free-for-all.
have taken the stance of now that I'm suddenly home in the mornings
Yes.
You're going to just
to
stay out of
stay
the
in
way?
bed and
Yeah.
not be involved.
You know what?
Oh.
That was my strategy for a long time, too. And then Jeremy had to go and get sick and ruin everything.
Well,
But now he's staying in bed because he got up at like 7 a.m. He's puking. The dog's pooping all over the house. Kendall's trying to find clothes that don't match. I don't know what Julia's doing, but she did put on an outfit, so that's fine. I'm trying to get everybody to brush their teeth. I don't know if they actually... I send them upstairs to brush their teeth. I don't know if they do it or not. I'm not checking. I'm like, whatever. All I can do... I put breakfast in front of them. Does anybody eat? No. Nobody eats their
Course
breakfast.
not.
Maybe they eat half of it. Well, you're going to be hungry today. You know what they ask for breakfast sometimes? Goldfish. And I'm like, fine. That's fine. Have goldfish. I don't care as long as you have something in your belly. Kendall, you need a sweater. I don't want to wear a sweater. I'm putting it in your backpack. Don't put it in my backpack. I'm putting it in your backpack so that the teachers don't think I'm a terrible parent. You're taking it to school. I don't care if you wear it or not, but it's there because I'm a good mom and you have to have it. Like, that's too bad. Meanwhile, I got the green machine out because I got to clean up all the poop that Roxy's pooped all over my white carpet. Oh my God, it was awful. Then I have to give her a bath. Now I got to talk to you two here. Like, it's just one thing after another.
hey, wait a second.
You're involved in it too.
Hey, we have nothing to do with any of this.
Yeah. And in fact, this is so relatable that I think we're missing the point, but I think people might be part of the reason people want to listen to this is to escape all of that about their own lives.
Yes.
And now here it is again.
I can't escape. How do I escape it? I can't. You're my escape, telling you all of this now. Somebody
Look,
please tell me that this also happens at your house.
You're the
and
mom.
you just send your
Wait
kids
a
off
second.
like, well, good
I
luck
don't-
today. Like,
I
good
don't
luck
know.
at school.
Like,
It
Forman,
can't be just me.
I don't know whether you could relate to this or
Yes,
not. But
all of it.
Yeah, well, yeah, but I think Rachel has become the mom that we all wanted. You want goldfish? Go ahead.
Yes.
I don't care.
I don't even care.
Yeah. You want to puke? Go ahead.
Yep.
I don't care.
Jeremy's puking.
Are you
dog's
wearing that?
pooping.
I don't care.
Yes.
Yeah.
Whatever. You've got clothes on. You've eaten goldfish for breakfast.
You
Head
know what?
out.
That's
Yeah.
nice.
Get on
Write
the
this.
bus.
You should write down this time marker, this episode from this point in time in those children's lives and say, look, remember when mommy let you do whatever the fuck you wanted?
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Put something in your belly and something on your body and get out the house.
That's Harley is like, did you brush your teeth? Yeah. Yeah, but did you brush your teeth? Yeah.
Yeah.
Harley,
Julia.
did you brush your teeth? No.
I
Go
know.
brush your teeth!
I
Like, you have like
know.
3 or 4 times until they say the actual answer.
Like,
Drives
don't
me
lie to
crazy.
me. I know you're lying. I don't know if Julia's brushed her teeth in the last week. I just send her upstairs, but I
Yeah.
don't check. I'm assuming she does.
Sometime we're like, oh yeah,
You'll know.
let me smell. And we have to get them
Eventually,
to
you'll
go,
know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but they don't have, you don't know because they don't like the mint toothpaste. They won't have mint. It has to be like berry flavored or something stupid like that. So you can't smell their minty breath.
At least
Can't
ours
check
actually
it.
will use the mint for some reason. I
Oh,
don't know
no.
why, but
Mint
maybe
is
I
too
think because they don't
spicy.
know there's other options.
Mint is spicy. Can't
Yes,
use
that's
mint.
what I've heard. Yes,
Mhm.
it's spicy. Kids.
It's too spicy. Wow. Oh, wow.
I'll give you something that's spicy.
Yeah, you want to see
Spicy.
spicy? Mom gets spicy.
This is due to Underwhelming Demand Podcast, where Dave, Rachel, and Forman, and podcast is wrapping up. So it's time to read some of your communication with us.
Yes.
And,
Some of your communication.
Well, we like it when you communicate with us.
kind of consultant are you?
The communication
You should be a
stuff.
consultant, Dave.
Yeah.
If
Oh,
radio
that's right.
still exists, you should
Yeah.
do that.
I don't think so. I don't think
It's getting
so.
harder each day.
Listen,
Yeah.
if you would like to email us, DaveRachelForman@gmail.com. Okay? Don't forget.
Yeah.
That's how you
Yeah,
get a hold
or
of
we're
us.
Dave, Rachel, and Forman on Instagram.
Yep.
We're on Facebook. For some reason, Rachel literally just informed us that we now have a TikTok account.
Yes, but I haven't posted
Really?
anything yet.
Is it
Well,
Dave,
we
Rachel,
gotta put-
Forman?
Oh,
No,
I
it's
like
due to
that.
underwhelming demand. Actually.
All right, let's
Right.
change it up a bit.
We changed it
a
up
bit.
so that people know what we are due to
Okay.
underwhelming.
Leave
Oh,
us
we're
a,
also-
a YouTube comment.
Yes, you can comment on YouTube.
Yep. If you want to
Please
watch
do.
on YouTube.
Please do.
Sure. Okay, we've got a few messages from people. Lindsay says, I was so happy to hear the episode today. I loved it. I was even mentioned in it. So we're all good. Glad to hear that your hubby is doing much better. So thank you, Lindsay. We mentioned you again. There you go.
Yeah, thank you so much. Lindsay in Nova Scotia, by the way. Just,
Oh, is she in Nova Scotia?
love having everyone along. Yes, absolutely.
Great.
So that's
Cool.
just
World,
very nice.
worldwide podcast.
Worldwide.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right.
Breaching provincial borders.
That's right. Canada-wide, maybe. Canada-wide. Okay.
Okay, Melissa says, Rachel, I'm so sorry to hear about your husband. I got a lot of those messages, and thank you very much, because that support does mean a lot to us. So thank you. She says, I'm glad he's on the mend, slow and steady, and hopefully he'll be back to himself before you know it. Yes, he's getting there a little bit each day.
There's a lot of these. Like
Forman.
Helga says it's awesome. Jamie says, so glad you're back. Julie says, so looking forward to this. Missed you guys.
Oh,
Tammy,
thanks.
thank gosh, it feels like it's been forever. I know, for us too.
Yeah. It was a
Patricia,
longer
love
break.
you all, and hugs to Jeremy. Annie,
you.
I was so happy to hear that you're back. We missed you so very much, but are so very glad that Jeremy is on the mend and love you guys. And Graham says, while you were away, we've been away for so long, I became a girl dad for the first time.
Yay! Congrats, Graham. That's awesome.
We
Graham
weren't
used to
off
call us
that
all the
long,
time.
Graham. How long? We were. Wow.
You were
Graham?
busy, Graham.
Yeah, Graham. Is
You
Graham like a rabbit? What is,
Do you know what? I knew somebody, side note, who was a rabbit breeder. And I thought, how hard can that job be?
Is this still a metaphor
How
or an
difficult
actual
is
rabbit breeder?
No, she was an actual rabbit
Okay.
breeder. I'm like,
That's
what do you do
like-
for I breed rabbits. I'm like, well,
Yeah.
how difficult is that?
I
Can't
believe,
be that hard.
I believe I did a podcast earlier about how I was a vole breeder, but not by choice.
Not by choice.
Not
no.
by choice.
No.
It's pretty easy to breed voles.
I
Just-
guess.
Yes.
Sure.
Just-
put them together.
This.
Put them in your lawn.
Yeah, one of them's name is Graham.
That's right. Great. Anyway, sorry, Graham.
Sorry, Graham. We know that you've been busy. Okay.
Yeah.
Doing what?
Yeah.
Now we
Doing
know.
what?
We know
I
what
don't
you've
know.
been doing. Yes, Graham. Thank you.
Yeah. Scarlett says, thank you, Dave and Forman, for waiting for Rachel to be available to do the podcast. It was well worth the wait, even if I missed all of you. Family comes first always. Yeah. Because I did tell
Yes.
you guys you could do it without me, but you didn't. So.
No.
No, and if you want to buy us a coffee, we're still on that buy us a coffee thing, where you send us money and we give you nothing in return other than
Some love.
40 minutes of banter once a week.
That's
Yeah,
it.
that's right.
That's it. That's it.
Well,
That's
somebody
it.
bought us 5 coffees.
Yes.
And they
Wow.
never, sometimes people don't give their name. So it just says someone bought 5 coffees. I watch your podcast every Tuesday on YouTube. It's the best entertainment, and keep up the great work. Thank you. And thanks for watching on YouTube. You can watch for us on YouTube if you like. And thanks for a coffee. If you want to buy us a coffee, it's buymeacoffee.com/underwhelming. That's what our link is there.
There's nothing more underwhelming than buying us a coffee.
It's true.
I believe that's how
actually.
that works.
I know. But we appreciate it. Thank you.